Shane Steichen talking about the decision to demote Anthony Richardson, elevate Joe Flacco. Interesting stuff from Shane Steichen. I think he was a little bit more forthcoming than I had anticipated. Good stuff from Steichen.
All right, I'll start off just by confirming Joe will be our quarterback going forward. Tough decision, but one I felt was in the best interest of our football team. I feel that Joe gives us the best chance to win right now. With that being said, not giving up on Anthony by any means, really not. He's a young player with a ton of talent, and he'll use this time to continue to develop and grow as a professional.
Shane, do you have the final say who starts at quarterback?
Yes, I do.
This was your decision?
It was my decision, yes.
Can you explain maybe why you made it now versus, 9 days ago you were saying this guy was quarterback?
I'm just looking at where we're at as a football team, sitting at 500 with a lot of football left. And just feel that Joe gives us the best chance going forward.
How did you wrestle with the long-term implications for the franchise and for Anthony specifically?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Obviously, it's a difficult thing, but again, it's my obligation to 53 guys in this organization, to win football games. And right now, I'm focused on the present, winning football games, and we'll get to the future when we have to get to the future.
Shane, will Anthony be back up?
Say that again?
Will he be the backup?
He'll be the backup. Yeah.
Shane, what input did Jim Irsay have in this decision?
He did. Like I said.
Did you meet with him?
Yeah, conversations, but it's ultimately my decision.
Shane, what role, if any, did the tap out play in this decision?
It didn't. I mean, he knows that he can't do that in that situation. That's part of the growth and the development process that we go through. And again, I think Joe gives us the best chance right now going forward.
Is Joe your starting quarterback the rest of the season? Or is
Right now he is, yes.
Shane, how do you
so
feel
right now he's your quarterback?
He's our quarterback going forward, yes.
Shane, how do you feel Anthony handled the news?
Tough. I mean, anytime you get that news, it's tough. You know what I mean? To lose, not be the starter anymore, it's tough. But you know what? I think he's going to handle it the right way going forward. Be a professional about it. Grind, get ready, prepare like you're the starter. Because shoot, he's still one play away.
Shane, do you feel like you need more work ethic commitment from Anthony?
I wouldn't say that. I think he's developing as a pro, and we go from there.
Shane, you all preach that he has to play to get better, so how does he get better by not playing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I know I said that, and things change there. So I think right now, sitting back and seeing a veteran that's done it at a high level for a long time, you can develop that way as well, and continue to go through that process and learn.
Shane, did Anthony in any way, do you think, lose any confidence from his teammates, whether it was the play or what happened on Sunday or anything?
I can't speak on that.
Do you take the temperature of guys on things like this?
You try to gauge it as best you can. Yeah.
Shane, you did say just the game ago that you need to put him in better situations. So I guess why not start with finding different situations versus just benching?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I just feel that where our team's at, I feel that Joe gives us the best chance to win right now, and we're trying to put a winning product on the field. It's my job. I'm responsible for the offense, the defense, the special teams, and we're trying to win games, and that's where it's at.
Are there other things beyond like the obvious numbers, completion percentage and stuff that we're not seeing that Anthony's also struggling with in terms of like making the wrong read, cadence issues, operational stuff?
No, I think with anything, right, with any young player, it does take time to develop, and we go through that process week in and week out, and that's where it's at. And this is going to be a great, learning experience for him, just to keep developing in a different way. But yeah, like I said, not giving up on him by any means.
What can you do to get that job back?
What's that?
What can he do to get that starting role back?
I think he just needs to keep developing and growing as a professional, and obviously just every little thing, all the little things, details, all those little things, we go through that. I mean, he's a young player. I think he's the second youngest, player in the league at the position, and just keep developing.
Shane, I know you talk about you guys are 4-4, but it's here we are in November.
Mm-hmm.
Why now? Why now the change?
Just looking at where we're at and looking at our roster and looking at our team, there's tough decisions that got to be made, and I feel that it's in the best interest of our football team right now to go with Joe going forward.
There's really no precedent in the NFL of benching a rookie quarterback and coming back to that team and having success. Why do you feel like that'll be different?
You know what I mean? You just go through the process. I can't predict the future. I really can't. But again, I do. We're not losing faith in him. You know what I mean? And so this will be a time for him to keep developing as a pro and we'll see where it goes.
Have you seen? Do you feel like you've seen a progression in Anthony this year? Because there are times last year where I might argue he played at a higher level at times. I mean, has it been less consistent this year?
I don't know. I got to go back and look at last year's tape. But again, you're trying to grow every single week. And he just made strides in that. And again, it's a tough decision that I had to make. You know what I mean? But I just feel it's in the best interest of our football team right now.
Shane, can you expound on Jason Beaton being activated? Just the timing. You have to admit, the timing looks kind of weird. Since why do you want another quarterback right now?
Bean's a practice squad player for us. That's where that's at.
Shane,
Anthony will start for the franchise again.
I can't predict that, but I'm not losing faith in that. I promise you that.
Is that the plan?
I can't predict the future, but I mean, that would be great. We'll see.
Shane, will Mooney practice today? I
He
know
will
he's in
not.
protocol.
He's in the protocol still.
So he won't
No.
be, okay.
No.
Shane, sitting this year versus last year, what's different for Anthony?
Looking back at last year, just with him coming in, Gardner obviously stepped in, did some good things, but felt, that he was, put him out there. Obviously he got hurt last year, and then this year going through, some stuff. It's a tough situation. It really is, and that's just where it's at.
Shane, you said you're looking at your team where you're at. What are you looking at? Is it the passing efficiency? Is it trying to go make the playoffs? What are you looking at?
Yeah, we're trying to make the playoffs. We're trying to make a push right now, going into November and December, and feel that Joe gives us the best chance to do that.
And the strength of the schedule over these next 4 weeks kind of playing your decision, just the level of opponents that you have over the next 4 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we got a tough stretch right here. Obviously, Minnesota, our focus right now is on Minnesota. They're a damn good football team, offensively and defensively. And then we got some other opponents down the road. But yeah, we go from there.
In what ways do you think Joe gives you a better chance than Anthony?
I think just his experience, you know what I mean? He's been playing a long time. And then when he's had to step in and play this year, he's been really efficient. Going back to last year, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So that's where it's at.
Shane, Ryan, and Z, for example, have been outspoken about this. What role did that leadership council play in your decision?
I had conversations with those guys that I'll keep private. But, like I said, I just feel it's in the best interest of the football team right now today.
You talk about, there's obviously a big game coming up on Sunday, prime time. What do you hope to see from your guys this weekend?
I want to see them fight and scratch and claw. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're going in to try to win a football game. It's going to be an electric atmosphere on Sunday night. They're a damn good team. It's going to be loud. Our communication's got to be at a premium, especially in the noise. So we're going to go out there and try to win a football game.
But I think you have to make tough decisions in this role. I mean, obviously there will be implications from this, good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just how prepared are you to kind of deal with what comes with that?
When that comes, I'll deal with it.
Shane, just to reiterate, this is not a 1 week benching.
No, Joe will be our guy going forward.
What's your process in making a tough decision like that? How do you gather information? Like,
Yeah,
what do you do?
I'm looking at the whole picture. I'm looking at where we're at in the season, where everything's at, our football team, all three phases, and just feel right now that Joe gives us the best chance right now.
I know you're telling Anthony that you still believe in him and have confidence in him, but since he got here, you and everyone else have been telling him you got to get better by playing. We believe in you. We see on the field. I mean,
No doubt.
How do you get him to believe in you now? I guess.
Yeah, I know. That's a great question. I think it's this is going to be a great learning experience, for all of us, for him, and just continue to develop in a different way. You know what I mean? With the preparation stuff and seeing a guy like Joe Flacco that's been doing that at a high level.
Do you think your locker room is unified on this decision?
I can't speak for our team.
What does it tell you about the leadership in the locker room that even the quarterback, like the future of the franchise, is not immune to them holding each other accountable?
Say that one more time.
So what does it tell you about the leadership in your locker room that even the quarterback, at the top of the pyramid, was not immune to being held accountable?
I think with anything, you got to hold everybody accountable. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what position. Accountability's got to be at a premium, especially in this league.
From a playing standpoint, was it the passing game? Like, what are you looking for with Joe?
Yeah, Joe's obviously an efficient passer that's been doing it at a high level. And again, I just feel that Joe gives us the best chance right now.
There's Shane Steichen. Here's the thing that I take away from that. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. Anthony Richardson is an important part of this team, and he's going to be an important part of this team, but he's not more important. His development is not more important than the success or failure of this team. There are 52 other guys on the active roster in that locker room. Their importance trumped the importance of kind of coddling Anthony Richardson and making sure that he wasn't butthurt all over this, that you have got to put your team in a position to win. And if you can't put your team in the best position to win, they are going to lose respect for you in a minute, and then it's all over. That, thankfully, is not what happened here.